This trip is all about getting in the woods, riding our bikes, and checking out the new Toyota Land Cruiser. I'm in Northeast Georgia with a bunch of friends, and we're going to explore some untapped areas that I haven't been to yet. The locals have built some amazing trails, and we can't wait to check them all out. First I'm going to do is getting on my gravel bike with the local crew. The longtime buddy Lee Fox styled me with a Specialized Diverge, the same bike I ride at home. Here we go. Our first gravel ride of the trip. We got Lee Fox and Colin up ahead. This is the ride before the ride, before we go off-road with our mountain bikes. Day one. I'm in northern Georgia, about an hour west or east of Atlanta. The weather was cooler and the roads were empty of cars in the woods on the gravel roads in northeast Georgia. We were staying on Lee's property in a guest house cottage he had overhauled, which was super rad for the week. Hey, what are you singing?
Time for me to go.
Lee's been in the bike industry for his whole life, and he opened up a couple shops up in Georgia. So we're going to check out Suburban Bicycles and State Street Bicycles in Georgia, where he bases his businesses out of, selling my favorite bikes from Specialized. Toyota has been a huge supporter of my work over the last 7 years. I'm grateful for Toyota for providing me cars wherever I go in the United States. I get to try some of the coolest, newest versions of their hybrid-powered vehicles, from trucks to cars to vans, SUVs, and this time we're trying a Land Cruiser, 2024 Land Cruiser. This model has a iForce Max 2.4 liter turbo hybrid EV engine. It hooked me up with a Yakima 2-bike rack as well, whom I usually work with for my endorsements on my ocean conservation truck. Yakima's provided me a handful of accessories, and it's great to be able to use the same product on the road. For a couple of the day trips, we had to switch it out for a 4-bike rack because there was 4 of us riding and we all had 4 bikes. The Land Cruiser handled it with no problems. For our first mountain bike and my second ride of the day, we rode Paynes Creek, which is just along the Georgia-South Carolina state line. Nice steady climbs and downhills. We then headed to South Carolina and rode Stump House Tunnel Trails, which had some awesome jump lines. There were 2 downhill flow trails, and we wish we would have had our e-bikes to climb them 100 times. They were a blast. Day one, I got about 30 miles off-road. The stars were out, so I thought I'd take some pictures with the Land Cruiser. On day 2, we headed north to Dialed Bicycle Garage, the bike shop near Clayton, Georgia, which is home to some of the best downhill trails in the area. We met up with a host of locals who were all experts in their craft of navigating these trails, as well as beating every one of us down them. Look at the old guys in the back.
That's right.
For the youngins to get sit in the front.
Yeah, right.
You got shotgun, Frankie?
All day, yeah, of course.
We would shuttle up the mountain for the majority of the climbs in trucks, and then we would ride our bikes up the last couple miles through a pretty steep trail that was covered in leaves and wet underneath. The mountains were covered in fog, which made it really interesting. For the next 2 days, Neil and Ben Hobbs would take us on their own personal trail systems, and we would fly through the woods. It was a blast. You. Today we're in Reuben Bald in the extreme northeast part of Georgia, right near the North Carolina border. So we're climbing up pretty steep rhododendron covered trails, a little wet with some leaves on top, and we got an awesome couple set of locals helping us out find the way. This trail is one of the only trails I haven't ridden that's highly technical, and it's kicked our butt. This is the second time we've climbed it. We're gonna go down a different trail this time. So you can see it's pretty rad. Rhododendron forest, and there's a whole layer of fog out on the horizon up in the mountains. It's a pretty spot of the country. Let's go, foxy lady. Hit it. All right, Neil. There you go. Those two cleaned it. Where's Frankie? Come on, Frankie. Show us how it's done. Show us how the dirt ripper knows how to do it. Frankie's walking, I don't blame him. We've pretty much gone straight up for a mile. What do you say, Frankie? Lee's fucking adventures.
Well, going down's a lot more fun, but we got to come up some way.
Yeah, that's a good point. In order to have a fun downhill, you gotta have a not so fun uphill. It would be fun, except for the fact it's all wet. Would have been a sick view for out the fog today. What's the name of this place again? Remember? Then came the fun part, descending down the long ridges through the forest. The leaves were covering everything and it was wet underneath, so it made it challenging, but also really fun. While following Frankie, he captured my one near crash of the whole trip. Both of us tried to hop this wet log and got sideways. I ended up just clipping a tree with my shoulder. Didn't go down, but definitely clipped it.
I tried to even hop it and like.
I did the same fucking thing.
All right, you want to
Oh, I got my toe.
keep going, or you
Pause that
take a
shit.
second? Alright, let's go.
Still slippery?
Yeah.
We're asking for it.
Yep.
things got hairy. Lee saw a penny on the trail and tried to dive for it. All good. He's tough as nails, taking lots of crashes. We're proud of him. We're jumping right back at it.
Bro, you fucking rip. I
That was a good
seriously
ride,
used
man.
to
Good
think
ride.
shin guards were stupid. I just got nailed in the shin.
By a rock?
Bossy lady, how you feeling?
I'm good. Feel great.
After that ride, we went to a spot near Neil's house and rode right outside his backyard. Epic trail system. On day 4, we brought along Brian Fox, who was our guide for the day. We headed out to Athens, Georgia, where we rode the campus of University of Georgia on urban and then in through the trail systems throughout downtown. Here we are riding Trail Creek. Frankie's following Brian Fox. Such a blast, little downhill flow trail. Do this trail over and over again. It was only about a mile down, but then we had to climb back up every time, so we saved a lot of energy. That was it. 5 days on our mountain bikes and gravel bikes in Northeast Georgia with Lee Fox and crew, an amazing set of locals. Thanks to everyone who supported it. Special thanks to Toyota providing the 2024 Land Cruiser. Thanks to Giordana Clothing, Toyota, Yakima, 510 Shoes, Specialized, GoMacro Bars, Troy Lee Designs, Saolar, Koss, and Bivo water bottles.